Hello everyone. I will discuss the topic David Easton's system approach. It is prescribed in the syllabus of BA 5th semester by Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. F- First, introduction. Famous American writer David Easton is the main supporter of system approach, which is also known as input output model. And about this, he expressed his views in his two important books. First book is in The Political System and A System Analysis of Political Life. According to David Easton, every political system converts inputs into outputs, and because of this, it is also known as input-output model. The people provides inputs in the form of their demands to political system, and according to its capacity and ability, the political system converts these input into outputs in the form of decisions and policies, and this is a continuous process. David Easton's input output model is also known as system approach. This is a picture of input and output model of David Easton. These are two types of inputs and also two types of outputs. First, Firstly, the meaning of inputs. What are inputs? According to David Easton, as a sugar mill needs raw material in the form of sugar cane, electricity, etc. Similarly, political system also needs inputs in the form of raw material. He divides inputs into two categories such as inputs in the form of demands and inputs in the form of sports. First, every individual expects the fulfillment of certain demands from political system which take from of input demands. These demands can be four types. First, demand for the allocation of goods and services. Every individual expects that the political system should ensure reasonable wages, fixed hours of work, educational facilities, communication, food, clothes, etc. And to these, David Easton calls demands for the allocation of goods and services. Next, demand for the regulation of behavior. Every individual expects that the political system should make rules and regulations to provide security, to regulate market forces, rules, regulates to marriage and divorce, etc., so that the people are able to lead a regulated and disciplined. Third, demand for participation in political system. The people demand that they should be allowed participation in political system, and this purpose they should be given the right to vote, right to get elected, and right to criticize the government, and right to form political organizations. Next demand is demand for communication and information. The people want that they should have the right to get information from the elite class about the political policies and the programs. To this, David Easton labels as demand for communication and information. Next, inputs in the form of sport. First, input in the form of sport is material sport, payment of taxes to discharge public duties, to serve in armed forces, or to provide mechanical services. These are some inputs in the form of material sport. Next, obedience sport. To regulate public life, laws are made by the political system, and the obedience of these laws come in the category of obedience sport. Next, participatory sport. In the category of participatory sport, David Easton include exercise of adult franchise, taking part in decision making, to participate in debates and discussion. Next, attention and respect to sport. The category of sport include giving attention to public information and respect for public authority, symbols and ceremonies. Next, what are outputs? The decisions and policies which are made by keeping in mind input demands and input support are called output by David Easton. Output can be following types. First, extraction. It is not necessary that all the demands put before the political system may be accepted. Sometimes the political system has to make a decision which may be totally against the wishes if the people. Sometimes the political system has to make decisions which may be totally against the wishes of the people. According to David Easton, these outputs can be in the form of tribute, taxes, finances, and public services, etc. Next, regulation of behavior. According to David Easton, the second form output is to make rules and regulations to regulate the behavior of the people of the country. Allocation. Next is allocation of goods and services. Every political system wants to provide maximum services to the people and wants to meet their needs of food, cloth, and shelter, etc. And David Easton puts this function of political system in the category of allocation of goods and services. Last output is symbolic outputs. The basis of every political system is a particular ideology and or certain values and beliefs which are displayed by the political system through the display of some symbolic or through the declaration of policies. These values are displayed during public functions, Republic Day parade, or on other such ceremonial occasions. The political system wants the people to affirm to such values, and David Easton called it symbolic output. Last is feedback loop mechanism. According to David Easton, there is a close relationship between input and outputs. Whatever decisions are made by the political system and the form of outputs, the further take the shape of new material and become input, and this process goes on continuously. To David Easton calls it feedback loop mechanism. In the last, we can conclude that after making the analysis of David Easton's system approach and input-output model of political system, we come to the conclusion that every political system converts inputs into outputs. The political system gets influenced by the intra-societal the political system gets influenced by the intrasocial and extrasocial environment. There is no doubt that every political system has the capacity to adopt itself according to the time and situation, but the political system which does not change according the time and situation has to face crisis. That's all for the video for this lecture. That's all for this lecture. I hope this will help you. Thank you.